Hi, my name is Jen. Welcome to my channel, All My Plants. Today's video is my favorite Hoyas of July. How is it July already? Wasn't it just January? So I have 5. I was going to do all my favorites together, but I have a lot of philodendrons in my favorites this month, so I'm going to kind of separate the two just so that these are more palatable sized videos for me to edit and upload. But we're going to go ahead and start. The first one, I have Hoya I Census, which I think I mentioned that I thought I killed this plant when I took it out of LECA because it just wasn't perking up. It wasn't very firm. I'll put in some B-roll up here so you can see it a little bit closer. But yeah, I think it's a lovely plant. It has a darker margin, not any real splashing to speak of. But it's lovely. Very firm leaves. And I just really like it overall. I think it's a great plant. And then the second plant, I got both of these. The previous one, the Hoya I Census, plus this one, the Hoya Sarawak Borneo, from the same person. And they both just kind of sat there for a while. I mean, this one looked better. And I don't know that I'd say it looks great now, but it's one of my favorites because it is growing, and I can see it has the potential to have very large leaves. Why they're curling, I don't know. If anybody knows what causes that, let me know. Maybe it's the heat, maybe it's not enough water, I don't know. But none of the leaves are terribly firm. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. This is, again, it's not very splashy, but it is veiny. I haven't noticed that it really sun stresses very well, or very much. It might have a slightly darker margin, leaf margin on the newer leaves. I don't know, this one gets a fair amount of sun. It's on the top shelf in the greenhouse. But I like it. I like the veininess, I like the leaf size. And now that it's growing, it's been a fast grower, just all of a sudden. So yeah, that's how this one made favorites. Once again, I'll put in some B-roll if I haven't already, so that you can see it a little bit closer. Yeah, at first I wasn't sure this guy was going to do very well. There is another pot of this out in the greenhouse, and it's not growing as fast as this one. They're on opposite sides of the greenhouse. One's, on the left and the other's on the right. This is the one on the right. So I don't know, maybe I need to put the other one over here with it. And then the third one is... I think it's called Hoya Parasitic Black Margins. It's still in the nursery pot, actually, in there. Let's see. Yeah, Hoya Parasitic Black Margin. That's what it says. And this one here, once again, it really took off growing. I think I just got this in May. Has it doubled? It hasn't quite doubled in size, but it's definitely gotten quite a bit larger. And I do really like the splashing on these leaves. Some of them are very silver, some of them are very green, but the black margin thing, yeah, that's accurate. And I just love it. I just love it. I don't know if I'm going to put this in a hanging pot or maybe just leave it in this pot, or if I'm going to try to trellis this guy. I really don't know. I'm not sure what to do. Let me know. Do you think they look better trellised or hanging? What's your personal opinion on Hoya Parasitica for its living situation? I don't know, but I do like it. It's one I picked up and I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But the more I've had it and the more I look at it every day, the more I'm like, yeah, I like this plant a lot. I really do. I really think it's gorgeous. So are we on the 4th plant already? We're rolling right through. The 4th plant is actually my Hoya Finlaysonia, which if you've been with me for a while, you know that this plant has been a pain in my butt. It just didn't grow. It stayed a few leaves for a long time, and then when it did start to grow, it was very painfully slow. This is the mother plant. I actually made a cutting of this plant a couple years ago, which also didn't do anything. Couple years ago, maybe it was last year, so a year ago. But I've only had the whole plant for, I don't know, maybe 2 years, not sure. But it's growing, it's growing. I love the markings on this plant. I've always wanted this plant to do well, and I think finally it is. It has new growth everywhere. And the cutting, actually, that's in the greenhouse, this lives out there too. You might have seen it in some of my other videos. I usually point it out. But the other one, the cutting from this plant, has a little bitty peduncle forming. This one does not have any that I can see, right? Am I telling you tales? No. It has a little bitty peduncle forming, so if it ever gets around to flowering, I will be sure to show you that flower. Maybe I'll put it on my Instagram. I'm not the most active on Instagram. I need to be better about that, I suppose, because things flower all the time, and I'm like, oh, that was cool, and I don't take a picture and post it. It's not like it's hard. But anyway, Hoya Finlaysonii. I know there are different types. I couldn't tell you which type this is. It was just Hoya Finlaysonii. I didn't know that the leaves could get that big, so I'm impressed, and I love it. And then the last one, which I believe maybe I got it at the same time I got the Hoya Parasitica. This one says Hoya Croniana Eskimo. I would say Lacanosa, but what do I know? Is there a difference between Croniana and Lacanosa? Anyway, I love this plant. It has grown quite a bit. I like the leaves on this are very big compared to most of my other Croniana or Lacanosa. They're big and they're round and they're silvery, and some of them are freckled, and it's just a gorgeous plant. It is gorgeous, and it has been a pretty quick grower, I would say, in my humble opinion. Once again, same thing I asked with the Parasitica. Should I trellis this? Would you trellis it, or would you just let it hang? I don't have any. I have a handful of different kinds of Lacanosa, but I don't actually have any of them trellised. Or do I make a cutting of this and trellis it? Or cuttings. I don't know. Decisions. But I think it's a beautiful plant. I get what the hype is. I get it now. I didn't before. I do now. I get it. It's gorgeous. And so that is what I had for you today. Just a variety of Hoya that are, for one reason or another, I'm currently in love with. All of them. They're sitting down here, so I'm staring at them. Look at the camera. I love them all. Which one is your favorite of the ones I showed today? Do you have a favorite? Do I have a favorite of my favorites? It might be that Parasitica. I don't know. It's just really cool right now. It's really doing the thing for me. It's doing it for me, personally. I don't know. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching, and come back and check me out again soon. Bye.